Best business. Best business model for deploying operational analytics. The best business model for deploying operational analytics answers business questions rather than data questions. Although data scientists and analysts alone cannot build the perfect model that successfully queries the correct data. Instead, any data project must use knowledge of the customer and business goals to produce insights. These insights will predict customer behavior, anticipate service problems, or forecast sales opportunities. Other best practices include the following. Decide on measurable goals. Understand what business problems an operational analytics platform solves. Select the right KPIs and metrics that best align with the stated goals. Choose 5 to 12 to start. Start with a single use case. Start with one business problem, one goal, or one KPI you intend to implement. This can serve as a test and will allow more adjustments before you deploy the entire setup. Obtain management support. Few projects go far without a management champion. Communicate the value throughout the organization. Implementation can't be a project only for IT. Everyone must understand how their work can benefit from operational analytics. Rise and future of operational analytics. Adoption of operational analytics has grown steadily in tandem with the growth of big data and the IoT universe. In 2019, Verified Market Research pegged the operational analytics market value at $7.92 billion and projected that it will reach $28.74 billion by 2027. Intelligent devices appear in homes, offices, and the field and ranges from doorbells to remote utility sensors. Organizations that benefit from operational analytics in the future will demonstrate specific characteristics. They will have executive support. They will have standard operational reporting to support current activities and concerns but will always seek to go deeper. They will incorporate a wide range of data sources and pursue operational analytics as an interdisciplinary effort, with a centralized team, not strictly as an IT project. They will tie efforts to resulting tangible business benefits that can prove the value of operational analytics and enable them to grow their programs. Big data and machine learning, the backbone of operational intelligence. Today's companies depend on big data. Operational analytics systems gather this massive amount of data from multiple sources, often in real time. The systems then use machine learning and statistical models to extract insights into daily operations. Teams use dashboards that visualize the data, allowing them to find inefficiencies and opportunities. Teams may not notice problems immediately if they rely only on traditional analytics and long-term trend analysis. They can keep up with operational details more effectively with analytics platforms using big data and machine learning. They can turn strong operational intelligence into operational excellence. Benefits of operational analytics tools. Many companies gather data in customer relationship management, CRM, and enterprise resource planning, ERP, platforms. But often, data is siloed, so it's not contributing to cross-department efforts. Integrated CRM and ERP tools are able to pull data from a wide range of sources and derive insights for the teams that need them the most. With automation, operational analytics tools are able to sort and prioritize information and share it with other systems, so you don't have to open spreadsheets and send emails manually. Operational analytics platforms are robust enough to manage continual incoming data streams and large volumes of queries. The number 1. AI Cloud ERP. Free product tour, opens in a new tab. How NetSuite helps operations managers reach operational excellence. Operations managers can make better daily decisions by using the artificial intelligence and machine learning-based capabilities of NetSuite Business Intelligence. With the NetSuite Suite Analytics Workbook, you can easily apply filters and create real-time visualizations. Drag and drop modules in the dashboards to create charts and pivot tables. Build the KPI dashboards you need, whether you have experience with coding or not. You can even save and share workbooks to promote business intelligence across your organization. This topic focused on the application of data analytics for management and productivity improvement in the business operations side of the firm, producing quality products and delivering efficient services. The topic began with an overview of supply chain analytics in healthcare and support for more efficient ordering and delivery of the inputs needed to support healthcare operations. Next, we examined business intelligence and the use of databases and data warehouses for supporting the data reporting and data visualization necessary for operations management decision support. The topic concluded with an exploration of operations analysis and the overall benefits from a strong operations analysis support in a variety of use cases. This topic focuses on the application of data analytics for human resources management applications. The topic begins with an overview of data analytics in human resources and best practices. Next, we look at the transformation from traditional data-based reporting in human resource management to the present and future use of predictive analytics. The topic concludes with examples of the use of dashboards for supporting decision-making in human resource management. HR analytics, definition, best practices and examples. HR analytics is the gathering, analyzing and reporting of data that surrounds the management of human resources. It is the method of getting a better understanding of the people within an organization and how well the human resources team is performing. The analysis of this data can be a huge help to giving an organization the right direction to move forward in order to maximize payroll, benefits, its ability to hire or keep employees and more. What is HR analytics? HR analytics is considered to be a systematic identification and analysis of the people drivers of any specific business outcomes. In layman's terms, that means that HR analytics measures the successes and failures of how well the company is performing when it comes to its employees. Depending on the organization, HR analytics may also be referred to as workforce analytics, talent analytics, or people analytics. Using proper HR analytics software allows business managers to rely on actual data to make people-based decisions instead of relying on gut feelings. It can provide analysis of how well an employee is performing as well as insight into where job candidates are falling off of the hiring process. HR analytics measures a broad range of different types of data, but all of it is centered on the people function. The importance of HR analytics. HR analytics came to be in the hopes that businesses could improve internal processes that relate to functions such as payroll, benefits, hiring, employee onboarding, employee performance and overall employee morale. It is the best way to use data in order to forge an understanding of how well a business is performing. Without proper analytics, there is a high percentage chance that the business could unknowingly be losing money because of processes that just aren't resonating or working well with its employees. Measuring data on employee processes has provided better insight and overall management to people teams everywhere. Without proper HR analytics, executives wouldn't be able to make proper business decisions that relate to hiring, firing or promoting employees. If people don't feel like their job is valued or that they are performing at a high level and that the company sees that, then it can become difficult to retain high-performing employees. Without proper data oversight, it also becomes more difficult to shed the company of low performers who aren't pulling their weight. The right data provides legal protection against improper employer-related decisions as they are made from more than just opinions and feelings. Key HR analytics metrics with examples. There are a number of HR analytics that a business can measure, but the right ones for you will depend on what you're wanting to learn and accomplish. The key HR analytics are ones that are typically measured by most organized businesses looking to keep track of their people data. Here is an overview of those key metrics that make a good starting point for most businesses to launch an HR analytics program. 1. Revenue per employee. Revenue per employee measures how much money the business is bringing in for every employee it has on staff and is paying expenses, such as salary and benefits, for. It is calculated by dividing a company's revenue by the total number of employees in the company. Businesses love to track this because it provides a way to see how efficient businesses are at generating revenue for each new hire. Example, if a business has 100 employees and brings in $10 million in revenue, its revenue per employee would be $100,000. 2. Time to fill. The time to fill metric measures how long it takes to fill an open position at the company. It is calculated by counting the number of days from posting the job to someone accepting an offer. This gives good insight into how efficient the hiring team is at finding good candidates and moving them through the hiring process. Example, if a company posts a job on March 1st and completes its interviewing process, makes an offer, and gets that offer accepted on April 20th, then the time to hire would be 51 days. 3. Voluntary and involuntary turnover rates. These rates measure the percentage of employees who end up leaving the company. The voluntary rate calculates the percentage of employees who decided to leave the company, while the involuntary rate calculates the percentage of employees who end up getting fired. While the voluntary rate measures how well the company is at retaining employees, the involuntary rate measures how well it is at hiring the right people and managing them efficiently. Both are calculated by dividing the number of employees who fall into each category by the total number of employees in the organization. Example, if 10 employees were fired in the last year, out of the 100 total employees the company had, then the involuntary turnover rate would be 10% of employees. 4. Offer acceptance rate. The offer acceptance rate is another hiring metric that measures how well the hiring team is at convincing the people they want to take the job. If a company is making offers to people who are declining those offers at a high rate, then the hiring process likely needs to be adjusted to move candidates through the hiring pipeline who are more interested in joining the company. It is calculated by dividing the number of accepted formal job offers by the total number of job offers made. Example, if the hiring team has received 10 formal job offer acceptances this year, out of 20 given out, then the offer acceptance rate would be 50%. 5. Retention rate. In contrast to the turnover rate above, it can be important to see how well the business does at keeping employees working for the business. This can be measured company-wide or on a per-manager level. To calculate the retention rate, you can divide the total number of employees who decided to stay employed over a given time period by the total number of employees over that same time period. Example, if a business had 100 employees in the last year and 85 decided to remain employed, the retention rate would be 85%. 6. Absence rate. The absence rate is the total number of days an employee is absent from work, not including approved time off such as vacation, over a specific period of time. This is also referred to as absenteeism and is important to measure in positions where individuals call out of work at a high rate, such as retail businesses. It is calculated by dividing the number of days worked by the total number of days that the employee could have worked over a specific period of time. Example, when measuring the absence rate for June, let's say there are 20 possible work days. Our worker, John, worked 14 of those days and was on vacation for another 3 days. This means he worked 14 out of a possible 17 days. That means he worked about 82% of the time, and it gives him an absence rate of about 18%. HR Analytics Best Practices. There is no one way to implement an HR analytics strategy. The key is finding the right balance of metrics and tools that are cost-effective while giving you the best insight into the people side of your business. While not having enough data can badly hurt your business, you can also mess up on the other side by pumping too much money into analytics oversight for the size of your business. Here are some best practices that can help. Require database decision making. If you're going to spend time measuring people analytics, then you need to encourage and help your managers make decisions based on that data. If you make it part of the hiring and employee performance reviews, then the entire team will be forced to measure the data and provide recommendations from it. Find the right mix of tools. You don't need every tool under the sun to get better data insight into how your employees are performing and feeling. Finding the right mix for you will depend on what you need to measure and how often you need to measure that data. Many tools can even provide you with a more efficient way to manage aspects of your business, such as employee reviews. Ask data-driven questions. When meeting with managers, it's important to ask questions that require an understanding of the data to answer. For example, asking managers what their time to hire was on the last role they filled requires their understanding of that metric. Transform data into action. Don't just collect data and report on it. Instead, take an active role in using that data for action. When the data tells you to do something and you think it makes sense for your business, take action and make it worth the business investment. Get leadership buy-in. If the leadership team isn't on board with using HR analytics as a major part of their people oversight, then it likely won't work. It's important to get their buy-in and make sure they continually make it a big part of their organization. Get feedback. You are measuring a side of your business that is entirely reliant on people. It's important to continuously get feedback from those people so that you can adapt and make the most of your processes. It is important to understand that measuring HR analytics can be very fluid. You don't have to do things the same way forever, and you can evolve these processes over time, especially as the needs of your people and business change. How to use HR analytics to improve your business. HR professionals and business managers are using HR analytics in a number of ways to improve their businesses. These data points provide better ways to serve employees, helping to maintain the best overall performers. This provides a competitive advantage as they're able to keep the top talent from being poached by the competition. If people aren't happy, then they are likely to seek new opportunities elsewhere. Compiling HR analytics is also a great way to save money. Personnel are typically the largest expense of most businesses, so it is no surprise that businesses lose a lot of money that could be avoided if the leaders had better insight into that part of the business. HR analytics provide that insight and can help clean up processes or make better decisions that save the business time and money. Something that people analytics also provides, and ties into both of those things, is better efficiency. Getting more insight into how the business is performing on the people side can help you streamline and improve the efficiency of processes. The best example of this is the hiring process. Improving efficiencies when hiring new employees can help you hire better and faster, which saves money and improves the business overall. Bottom line. HR analytics provide insight into the business in a way that no other data does. It is an insight into how your employees perform and react to the business itself. Without proper people analytics tools, you wouldn't be able to understand how the hiring process is going or how you can improve overall team performance and morale. HR Dashboard, 5 examples, metrics, and a how-to. The beauty of a car's dashboard lies in its simplicity. It shows you the car's current status in real time, and a little warning light allows you to take action when something's wrong. The same concept applies to the HR dashboard, which reflects the status of your workforce. An effective HR dashboard makes it easy for people teams to gain insights into turnover rates, labor costs, and other workforce metrics. As such, it should be integral to any organization's human resources management practices. In this article, we explore the intricacies of the HR dashboard. We compare it to the HR report, examine key functions and metrics, and discuss how to build an effective dashboard. We also share some examples. Let's dive in. What is an HR dashboard? An HR dashboard is a tool that provides HR teams with a visual overview of the most important HR metrics and KPIs in one place. It aggregates and displays information in a user-friendly format, often using graphs, charts, and tables. An HR dashboard gives an overview of the state of the workforce, and it is key to strategic decision-making in HR. HR dashboards typically include metrics related to recruitment, employee performance, turnover rates, absenteeism, training and development, employee engagement, and workforce diversity. Advanced dashboards may integrate real-time data and predictive analytics to forecast future HR needs or challenges. HR teams can use various tools to create an HR dashboard, including Excel, Tableau, Power BI, or their HRIS. Modern, interactive dashboards allow HR teams to gather and combine data from different HR and business systems and analyze this data without having to switch between tools. HR dashboard versus HR report. Both HR dashboards and HR reports focus on data and metrics to inform decision-making, but they differ significantly in terms of format, purpose, and functionality. HR dashboards are highly visual, aiming to provide insights at a glance and enable ongoing monitoring of key metrics and trends. HR reports are typically text-heavy and often structured with tables and descriptive summaries. They're intended for detailed analysis, documentation, and deeper explanations of data. While HR dashboards are meant to be accessed for routine monitoring and decision-making, HR reports are often generated periodically, example monthly, quarterly, for review or compliance purposes. There are different types of HR reports, such as headcount reports, monthly HR reports, annual HR reports, turnover and retention reports, health and safety reports. Both the HR dashboard and the HR report have their place in an HR strategy, allowing for high-level monitoring, dashboards, and detailed evaluation reports. For example, an HR dashboard might display a real-time view of employee turnover trends using an interactive chart that updates automatically. Meanwhile, an HR report might provide a detailed analysis of turnover data for the past quarter, including narrative insights and static tables. Learn how to create effective HR dashboards. Build the skills to design and use HR dashboards that simplify data analysis, highlight trends, and support better decision-making. AIHR's self-paced HR metrics and dashboarding certificate program focuses on practical techniques to track key HR metrics, create clear visual reports, and communicate insights effectively. Whether you're new to HR analytics or want to enhance your existing skills, this program will help you make a measurable impact in your organization. Get started. Key functions of an HR dashboard. The HR dashboard plays a big part in enabling HR to track workforce data and report on it. The tool has several key functions, including HR monitoring. Tracking key workforce metrics and regular reporting enables HR to keep a finger on the organization's pulse. They can spot new trends and opportunities early on and address emerging problems before they significantly impact the business. Management information, an actively monitored and managed HR dashboard, and the reports that derive from it, can help managers do their jobs better. A well-structured and easily digestible report can inform managers about relevant team and department developments. For example, suppose the customer support department struggles with high turnover and a high time to hire. In that case, managers will be more likely to emphasize retaining employees and be more aware of risks like longer replacement times when someone is about to leave. Track problem areas. An HR dashboard is also a great way to track key problem areas transparently. Transparency in turnover rates per manager will encourage them to pay closer attention to retaining employees because their own reputation is on the line. By tracking areas of concern, HR can leverage its position to drive improvements. Strategic decision-making. Monitoring and analyzing data over time naturally gives HR teams insights into developing trends, budding issues, and more. This, in turn, allows them to make more strategic and data-driven decisions that align with the organization's business goals and contribute to its success. Better communication. A well-designed HR dashboard that tracks data in real time provides HR professionals with a wealth of information. The HR reports generated based on the dashboard data allow them to back up their ideas or initiatives with actual company data and hence improve their communication with the organization's leadership and stakeholders. HR dashboard metrics. A general HR dashboard should track metrics related to the workforce demographics and costs. Specialized dashboards might provide insights into specific areas like diversity, recruitment, and employee performance. Here are some common metrics to showcase on an HR dashboard. Tenure. This metric measures the length of time employees stay with an organization. Tracking employee tenure can help identify trends in employee loyalty and engagement, and it provides valuable insights for workforce planning and retention strategies. Gender, a common distinction to drill into diversity data. Age. Age is becoming increasingly important in today's multigenerational workforce. Age is also important for strategic workforce planning and succession planning, and it is often a key focus point for organizations that want to innovate and reorganize. Education level. Educational levels should only be included when available and when relevant to the organization's overarching goals. Otherwise, they risk being a vanity metric in the HR reporting. Function type. A metric like function type or function clusters might help to distinguish different groups within the company. Examples include top management, middle management, and individual contributors. FTE, a full-time equivalent is the hours worked by one employee full-time. The number of FTEs is often lower than the number of total employees. This is especially true if there are many part-time workers present in the organization. FTE provides an accurate measure of the total workload in the organization. People who work less than one FTE can be considered part-time workers. Employees active. This metric represents the number of employees working at the organization. Turnover. This metric represents the number or percentage of employees who left in the previous period. New hires. This metric represents the number or percentage of new employees who joined the organization within the last year. Absenteeism rate. This metric represents the average percentage of time that employees were absent in the previous period. Another representation of this number is the total days of absence per employee. Cost of absence. This metric is not a standard one, but it can make the previously mentioned absence rate more tangible by relating it to a financial number. Cost of labor. Labor cost is the total amount that an organization pays to its workforce. This number includes employee benefits and payroll taxes. The cost of labor can be divided into direct and indirect costs. Direct costs are the labor costs associated with people who contribute to the primary process, an assembly line worker, for instance. Indirect costs cannot be traced back to a specific level of production, a security guard guarding the factory, for example. Training cost. Training cost represents the total amount a company spends on training new hires and the existing workforce. Recruitment cost. This is the total cost of recruitment efforts. Typically, it includes the costs of external agencies, job advertisements, and, sometimes, lost productivity. The cost of recruitment is much more complex, though, as it also involves elements like the cost of management time in selection and training. All these components help calculate the cost per hire. Time to fill. This metric refers to the number of days between a position opening up and a candidate accepting that position. It will vary significantly between job types. Software developers, big data analysts, and highly qualified salespeople are much harder to find than entry-level marketers, for example. Bear in mind that this is by no means an exhaustive list. The metrics you'll track on your HR dashboard will depend on your organization's specific goals, priorities, and challenges, as well as the dashboard's audience. For example, senior executives may prioritize high-level metrics like turnover rates, headcount trends, and workforce costs, while HR managers may focus on more operational metrics such as time to hire, training completion rates, and absenteeism. Best HR dashboard tools. To get the most out of an HR dashboard, it is important to choose a tool that fits your organization's needs and your current HR tech stack. Let's take a look at some common HR dashboard tools and their advantages and drawbacks. Excel. It is fairly easy to create a basic HR dashboard in Excel. You can use a pre-created HR dashboard template directly in Excel or create tables and charts with the relevant HR data yourself. Benefits and drawbacks. The biggest benefit of using Excel for your HR dashboard is the fact that Excel is, relatively, familiar to many people and is usually readily available. But Excel has drawbacks, too. Its visualization, collaboration, and real-time data management capacities are limited. For example, spreadsheets also don't offer the best data protection, which can lead to all sorts of security risks. Tableau. Tableau's HR dashboard software offers people teams many ways to visualize their HR data, including motion charts, box plots, pie charts, bullet charts, and more. Benefits and drawbacks. The most obvious benefits of Tableau are its top-of-the-line data visualization features and, as a result, the fact that the software allows HR teams to showcase their data in a way that works for them. The other side of this is that the platform is more complex, which means that you will likely need at least one person on the team who knows, or is willing to learn, how to work with Tableau. Power BI. Microsoft's Power BI is another tool that makes creating an HR dashboard and the subsequent aggregation, analysis, and visualization of data and reports very simple. Benefits and drawbacks. Since Power BI is a Microsoft product, integration with other Microsoft products such as Excel, SharePoint, and Azure is easy. This can be an important benefit as many businesses work with Microsoft products. Other advantages include the fact that it's easy to use, offers real-time data processing, and is secure. As with any platform, there are also a couple of potential disadvantages of working with Power BI. The software is online only, has limited customization options, and a rather steep learning curve for those who are unfamiliar with it. Asana. Asana is a task and project management platform. Its dashboard capabilities enable people teams to use pre-built dashboard templates or to create custom ones for their HR processes. Benefits and drawbacks. Asana software offers some interesting collaboration features. HR stakeholders and others involved can engage in discussions, co-edit dashboards, and leave comments, making it a good option for people teams that need a collaborative dashboard tool. Disadvantages may include the fact that Asana doesn't offer phone support and is relatively expensive. HR tip. You might also want to look into dedicated HR dashboard platforms like Vizier and ChartHop. Such tools offer specialized features designed for HR needs, like advanced analytics, customizable reporting, and integration with existing HR systems. 5. Google Data Studio, Looker Studio. Google Data Studio, now called Looker Studio, is a free tool from Google that helps you turn HR data into interactive dashboards and reports. Benefits and drawbacks. The biggest benefit of Looker Studio is that it's free to use and works well with other Google tools like Google Sheets, BigQuery, and Google Analytics. It's a good option if your HR data lives in spreadsheets or cloud databases. The platform lets you create interactive dashboards that update in real time and are easy to share with others. The drawbacks include limited design options and fewer built-in templates compared to paid tools. While it's simpler than more advanced platforms, building a solid dashboard still takes some time and understanding of how your data is set up. It may also not be the best choice if you need complex analytics or large-scale reporting. Get free PDF. An HR dashboard is the most efficient way for HR teams to monitor, manage, track, and report on their HR KPIs, key performance indicators. Here's what to consider when creating an HR dashboard. Choose the right tool. The ideal tool for one organization might not be the right option for another. Factors to consider here include the features you need, i.e., collaboration, visualization, etc. Vendor support. Whether the tool is easy to use or if you need a dedicated person who has experience with it. The available budget. Select critical metrics for your dashboard. Here, too, the key metrics for your HR dashboard depend on what kind of dashboard you want to create. They won't be the same for a recruitment dashboard and an employee performance dashboard, for example. If it is a generic one, some of the HR dashboard metrics mentioned earlier in this article may be useful. Focus on user-friendliness. HR dashboards should be easy to maintain and use to ensure they deliver value to the organization without creating unnecessary complexity or administrative burden. Focus on providing quick access to key metrics without overwhelming users. Prioritize accuracy. HR reporting is often seen as a hygiene factor. This means that, like hygiene, solid and accurate reporting is taken for granted and not fully appreciated. Imagine you're out for a meal in a restaurant. You're not likely to comment on the restaurant being clean. This is something we simply expect. But, if you get dirty cutlery or the toilets are messy, you complain. To relate this to HR, reporting is not noticed much unless errors occur. Solid reporting, like cleanliness in a restaurant, is essential in maintaining credibility. Customize for stakeholders. If other stakeholders outside the HR department also require regular access to certain HR dashboards, you may want to involve them in the creation of those dashboards. What metrics do they believe are important, and how would they like to work with and use the dashboard? HR reporting pitfalls to avoid. There are several pitfalls concerning HR reporting. It is important to address these, as doing so will prevent you from getting trapped in a never-ending reporting cycle. Avoid generating your reports manually. This is highly inefficient and will drain the capacity of your HR data department or person. See how you can automate your HR reporting, for example, by using HR software tools that integrate with your existing systems to pull and analyze data automatically. Don't try to please everyone. If you can make 80% of the people happy with 20% of the information, that may be the best solution. Making an overly complicated dashboard and reporting on irrelevant data may lead to low engagement with the reports or dashboards and thus decrease their impact. Don't ignore data errors. HR data will contain human errors. No matter how efficient your software, processes, and people are, there will be mistakes. When mistakes occur, fix them in the source systems. Make sure to create procedures to check accuracy when inputting data. HR dashboard examples. HR dashboards come in different shapes and forms. Here are a couple of examples of HR dashboards in action. General HR dashboard. This HR dashboard provides a snapshot of workforce data, highlighting headcount distribution by grade, hiring trends, and employee movement by year. Key metrics such as top talent and performers, recruitment costs, and promotions are displayed, along with turnover breakdowns, regretted and non-regretted. Sickness and absence HR dashboard. This HR metrics dashboard focuses on absence information, and the tab displayed in the image below revolves around sickness in particular. It visualizes the average number of sick days taken per employee over the past year and their cost. Headcount dashboard in Excel. This Excel dashboard helps HR teams easily monitor workforce trends and patterns. Get template. Recruitment dashboard. This recruitment dashboard example distinguishes between the company's technical and non-technical hires. The dashboard provides real-time updates as we see the organization's current hiring pipeline. It also includes the company's top hiring sources for various departments. Image source. General HRIS dashboard. This HRIS report is part of AIHR's People Analytics Certificate program, in which you can learn how to create this exact report by connecting multiple data sets using Power BI. The report is fully interactive. If you're new to Power BI, you can also watch this guide on using the tool to create interactive HR dashboards. How to read an HR dashboard. Once you're looking at the dashboard, the next step is knowing how to interpret what's in front of you. The data may seem simple, but each metric has a story behind it. Here's how to read the most common ones and what to take away from them. A final word. Whether it's employee turnover, employee safety, or any other workforce-related topic, HR dashboards are a great way for people, teams, and other stakeholders in the organization to get a picture of what's going on. While they might take some time to set up, they can save countless hours in the long run by consolidating key data into one easily accessible place. With clear visuals and real-time insights, dashboards help teams identify trends, address issues proactively, and make informed decisions. Plus, they foster transparency by ensuring everyone has the same understanding of workforce metrics. This topic focused on the application of data analytics for human resources management applications. The topic begins with an overview of data analytics in human resources and best practices. Next, we looked at the transformation from traditional data-based reporting in human resource management to the present and future use of predictive analytics. The topic concluded with examples of the use of dashboards for supporting decision-making in human resource management.